From the Roman Catholic priesthood to teenage boys being blackmailed by hackers, James McAvoy is set to star in the Speak No Evil remake. Scottish actor James McAvoy's acting journey started in 1995, playing the teenage Kevin in the dramatic noir thriller The Near Room, and performed at the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama until 2000. Before deciding to enroll in drama school, his dream was to enter the Roman Catholic priesthood. He said it wasn't simply because he was brought up in the Roman Catholic Church, it was because he thought it would give him the opportunity to travel the world. Telling the Telegraph in 2006, "I wanted to be a missionary, but it was only because I wanted a free ticket to go and explore the world." He decided to earn his own ticket as an actor. And we're all better off that he did. In 2001, fresh out of the academy, he played Private James W. Miller in Band of Brothers, the 11-hour World War II miniseries produced by Hollywood heavyweights Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks, before adding a romantic comedy role to his resume, playing in Wimbledon, a film that also featured Kirsten Dunst and Paul Bettany in the lead roles. Major filmmakers like Sam Mendes soon took note of his on-screen intensity and his ability to bring a certain charm to any role, making it obvious that he was going to be a highly sought-after young actor, and Hollywood would come calling. And in a few short years, that's exactly what happened. His number was called, and he was seen by a global audience thriving in dramatic roles. James has been able to successfully cross over between worlds, from playing offbeat characters to entering the blockbuster cinema world. He's hosted Saturday Night Live and played Professor X, the leader of the X-Men, 5 times, appearing in X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, Deadpool 2, and X-Men Dark Phoenix. Although they were huge roles in blockbuster movies, he's best known for his work in the world of psychological thrillers, playing disturbed, complex characters that have left the audience in awe of his performances. In 2006, while filming The Last King of Scotland, McAvoy passed out on the set during a torture scene. His character, Dr. Nicholas Garrigan, has his chest pierced with meat hooks, and Ugandan President Idi Amin, played by Forrest Whitaker, demands that he be hung by his skin. The script said his character couldn't scream, and McAvoy decided the only way Nicholas wouldn't scream is if he held his breath. So he held his breath through the whole scene. Unlucky for him, the scene took longer than expected to shoot, and McAvoy eventually ran out of breath, leaving the crew in a panic to revive him. James has called it one of the hardest scenes of his career. One of the hardest? That type of performance and dedication is why he leaves audiences in awe. Borrowing from that effort, he put his full acting range on display in 2016's psychological thriller, Split. The sequel to 2000's Unbreakable, written, directed, and produced by M. Night Shyamalan, the film follows a man with dissociative identity disorder, played by McAvoy, who kidnaps and imprisons 3 teenage girls in an underground bunker. Playing that character involved James having to switch between 23 alternate personalities, and eventually a 24th known as the Beast, a grotesque sociopathic cannibal with superhuman capabilities who can even scale walls and stick to ceilings. It was a performance for the ages. James was Kevin Wendell Crumb, Dennis, Patricia, Hedwig, Barry, Orwell, and Jade, with each character being so distinct that none of them is aware of the existence of the others, and they all have their own body chemistry, with Jade being a diabetic. Deadline Hollywood calculated the film made a net profit of just over $68 million, with a gross profit of $105 million. Since it only cost $9 million to make, it was the most profitable film of 2017. And it was because of McAvoy's brilliant performance. What was he supposed to do to top that? How about starring in the 2019 follow-up, Glass? James reprised his role as the 24-year-old former Philadelphia Zoo employee Kevin Wendell Crumb and his underlying personalities known as the Horde. And he was joined by Hollywood legends Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. It grossed $247 million, matching the $68 million profit made on the first film. And it was once again on the back of McAvoy's performance, and critics agreed, saying he was once again top-notch, and that he lit up the screen with his eerie physicality every time he appeared. His role as Kevin Wendell Crumb showcased his mental and physical toughness, just as The Last King of Scotland had. While filming Split, McAvoy shattered his hand when he punched a metal door. There was a small, soft metal square inserted into the door so James could safely punch it. But he missed and hit the hard metal. He was in immediate pain and knew something had gone horribly wrong. But being the tough guy he is, he refused to go to the hospital and just iced it on set before continuing with filming. This guy sounds like an actual superhero, and that may come in handy for his upcoming role when he stars in the American remake of the Blumhouse horror hit Speak No Evil. The original film, released in 2022, is a psychological horror thriller directed by Christian Taftrup from a screenplay he co-wrote with his brother, Mads, and was filmed in Denmark, the Netherlands, and Italy. Nominated for 11 Danish Film Awards, the Dutch equivalent to the Oscars, it tells the story of a Danish couple, Bjorn and Louise, vacationing in Tuscany with their daughter Agnes. And they meet Patrick and Karen, another Dutch couple, and their son, Abel, whom they claim suffers from congenital aglosia and was born without a tongue. The hosts invite their guests out for dinner, and after Bjorn is bullied into paying the bill, Louise becomes annoyed by Patrick. When the night is over, Agnes asks to sleep next to her parents, but they ignore her, and Louise finds Agnes sleeping in bed with Patrick, who's completely naked, and she wakes her husband, packs up the family, and leaves. But they have to return after Agnes realizes that her rabbit doll, Ninus, is missing, and when they get back to the house, Patrick and Karen convince them to stay. The following night, Bjorn finds a cabin behind the house with a collection of empty luggage and cameras inside, and numerous photos on the wall showing Patrick and Karen holidaying with other couples and their young children. Bjorn figures out that the couple deceives families in order to murder them, abduct their child, cut off their tongue, and use the mute child to repeat the cycle. After realizing that he and his family are the couple's next victims, Bjorn finds Abel's body, drowned in the pool. He escapes with his family, but their car breaks down, and Patrick and Karen catch up to them, eventually killing the couple, and after cutting out Agnes's tongue, they take her as their own. Creepy stuff. And the type of role that's made for James McAvoy. The on-screen charisma and emotional strength needed to play such demonic roles is exactly what McAvoy brings to the table. And the filmmakers know it. Since it was Blumhouse Studios that produced Split and Glass, it's no coincidence that he was chosen for the next project. Universal has it penciled for an August 9, 2024 release, and filmmaker James Watkins will write and direct it. He's responsible for the films Eden Lake and The Woman in Black, a film about a man who visits a house in the country and later experiences psychological nightmares. He's also written an episode for the dark and twisted dystopian series Black Mirror, titled Shut Up and Dance. The episode tells the story of a teenage boy who is blackmailed by a hacker, and he commits bizarre and criminal acts while being joined by a middle-aged man who is being blackmailed by the same man after being unfaithful to his wife. That kind of depravity, coupled with McAvoy's on-screen genius and Blumhouse's track record of making terrifying feature films, will surely have everyone on the edge of their seats. So, from teenage boys being blackmailed by hackers to the Roman Catholic priesthood, James McAvoy is set to star in the Speak No Evil remake.